Hello folks, Greg, everybody. I'm wearing my jackass donkey t-shirt. It means I'm mean business today. I basically have 5 questions to answer because it's Black Star Rob's 500 subs contest. Black Star Vinyl, 500 subs. Well done, mate. Fantastic achievement, and I hope you get many more. Basically we have to answer 3 questions split in. One question is quite involved, but it's like 3 questions and there's a lot of parts. I've been writing for the last half an hour, racking my brains, which is a massive achievement today, because I ain't got many brain cells left. Too much heavy metal. So the motto of the story is, children, if you want to go through life with no brain cells, listen to heavy metal. Saying that, some of my heavy metal mates are some of the cleverest blokes you've ever wanted to meet. Oh well, the irony never ceases to amaze me. So here we go. So what I've got to do is, I presume, is pick a metal dream team, you know, the ultimate metal band, or rock band, or, you know, the ultimate band. And I've written them all down here. Well, I couldn't remember this lot anyway. So the 5 vocalists: Dio, Holford, 2 of the best heavy metal vocalists in my opinion. Obviously Ozzy, but there's so many, but that's who I've written down anyway. Geddy Lee out of Rush. He's got those haunting vocals. He was going to go on the bass players list, but I promoted him because he's too much of an inspiration in my life just to be a bassist, so I stuck him in my vocals as well. Coverdale, Dave Coverdale. Yeah, he was in my favourite Mark of Deep Purple. I mean, I love Mark II Purple, everybody does. But I'm also a massive fan of Mark III Purple when Coverdale took over as well. I think he did some good stuff, and I love it, especially a record you're going to see later, Burn. And last but not least, Doro. I presume we can have female singers. To me, one of the best female voices. You shouldn't say that now, it's sexist, isn't it? But she's definitely one of the best voices in metal. Sorry, Doro, I didn't mean to be sexist. Guitarists: Jakey Lee. To me, he was one of the best guitarists in the world. Formerly of Ozzy, and then he went on to Badlands, and then all that trouble, and I don't know what he's doing now, but I'm 100% sure he's got a band, but I can't remember the name. John Sykes. He is, to me, Britain's most, or the UK I should say rather, his most underrated guitarist. Plus he comes from the same town as me, Reading. We're both the Reading born and bred look. The only thing is, does he support the Royals? I'd love to ask, you know, I have met him, but I like to ask him that. Is he a Royals fan? So yeah, John Sykes. I'm going to leave the best one to last, because I just realised I've messed it up. Another guitarist I've gone for is Brian Jones. Another underrated British guitarist. To me, he was one of the greatest slide guitarists in the world. Forget just in the Britain. He was, you know, all these slide guitarists about in the 60s. He would definitely be up in the best in the world, what he did. But he was a phenomenal guitar player as well. He could play any other instrument you wanted him to play. Very underrated. And last but not, sorry, I've got 2 left. Doug Aldridge, Dio. He took over, he was in the later Dio band. Phenomenal guitarist. I was watching him last night, funny enough, and absolutely brilliant. Plays a tremendous guitar. The last but not least, to me, the greatest guitar in rock metal to ever pick up the guitar, and Greg will know this one, is Richie Blackmore. I don't care what anyone says, there won't be another one as good as him. People say, oh, there's better, but anybody can reduce you to tears in one note. I've never seen another guitarist that can do that. So it would definitely be Richie Blackmore. He's not the number one guy. Bassists. This was quite easy actually. Ian Hill. That's the Priest one. He lives just down the road, funny enough. Steve Harris, Iron Maiden. Bill Wyman. He's now retired, but he was a good solid bass guitar player, amazing fella. Yeah, he's been retired now for about God knows how many years. Must be in his late 80s, early 90s now. So he was 12 years older than the rest of the Rolling Stones when they all kicked off. I know there was a long age gap anyway. But yeah, Bill Wyman, Glenn Hughes, definitely Glenn. He came from Tamworth, I think he comes from. He's a local lad. Deep Purple. He was a phenomenal vocalist as well. The next one is Mike Duda. Saw him one night. If you don't know who Mike Duda is, he plays for Wasp. And I've actually saw the guy. He was absolutely phenomenal on stage. Brilliant guitarist. Sadly, I'm not going to see Wasp this year. It's been cancelled. But yeah, he's a great bass player in my book. Drummers. The best drummer for me is John Bonham. And I'm going to do the best two to start with. And then I'll do the rest. The two best drummers in rock metal for me is John Bonham first and Cozy Powell second. I should say the late Cozy Powell, because he's no longer with us, God rest his soul. To me, they were the two of the best. I've got Tommy Aldridge, Nico McBain and Charlie Watts. Now I put Charlie Watts on the list because I wouldn't have if I had to carry his drum kit. He only plays with a standard 5-piece drum kit. He always has and always will. It's so simple. It wouldn't do me back in carrying his drum kit on stage every night. Plus the fact he's a phenomenal drummer as well. And that's me drummers anyway. But Cozy Powell and John Bonham, it was a no-brainer with them two. I'd have Cozy Powell in any band. He's phenomenal. Utility members. Now, John Lord, definitely on the keyboards. To me, one of the best keyboardists ever. I've never heard anyone play him as good or as equal or nearly as good. I think he played the Hammond B3, but I might be mistaken. Please correct me up below. Clarence Clemens, saxophone. I added this one for one sole person to annoy Greg. So when he sat on the front row every night, he'll get a pair of earphones because he ain't a saxophonist. But I saw Clarence once and he was brilliant. Fantastic saxophone player. Just to annoy Greg. Now, you may not have heard of the next two. A lady by the name of Mary Clayton on me backing vocals. Who's she? Gimme Shelter by the Rolling Stones. She was the backing vocalist, the female vocalist. If you hear Mick Jagger sing it, then he got this female, and her voice is just amazing. I've always been a massive fan of hers, and she sang on the back of Gimme Shelter, my favourite Rolling Stones track of all time. But I think her voice just pushed that track through. So it'd be definitely Mary Clayton. On a piano, I'll get old. I think he's deceased now. It's Billy Preston. I've got a few of his records. He's brilliant, phenomenal piano player. I'll definitely have him. And this will make you laugh. I'll have Bruce Springsteen as well. He can kick everybody's butt when they're not doing their things right. I'll definitely have Bruce in there somewhere. He's underrated as well. He's got that gravelly voice. He writes all his own songs. I've seen him twice in stage. He very kindly spat in my face. That's another story. Yeah, I just love Bruce. Nothing against Brucey. Right, that's that job done. 5 albums I have an emotional attachment to. Right, I've done more than 5, Rob. Sorry about this, but it just came out. Couldn't stop myself. First one, Blue Murder. Not particularly attachment. I have an attachment because John Sykes came from the same place as me. We're both Reading born and bred. And it makes me proud. Where's my art? There it is. Someone in heavy metal comes from my town who's a legend, who's been in the heavy metal scene all these years. Thin Lizzy, Whitesnake and all that just makes the heart sort of shiver, you know what I mean? John Sykes, and thanks Mick, this is yours. Came in handy, brother. I shall leave that, no I won't. This record, now you're wondering why I'm holding this up, why it means so much. I'm not going to criticise it, but it's the latest Metallica album. My auntie bought me it for Christmas. I was umming and ahhing whether to pick it up. I think it's the deluxe one. And my auntie said, we was in a shop in Camberley, and she said, oh, you can have it for Christmas. It's got those scary pictures on, so I won't show it. It might scare Greg. But yeah, my auntie said, you can have it for Christmas from me. That album means the world to me. I don't have to explain why this album means so much to me. I'll let you work that one out, but it sure does. This record means a lot to me as well. I can't remember when it was released, but I discovered Rush in the early 80s. Because I'm not as old as Greg, and I used to have this on vinyl as well. But to me, it's got one of the best songs, BYTOR and the Snow Dog. Easily my favourite song by Rush. If there was a contest for the best song ever, that was it, BYTOR and the Snow Dog. And it's just a killer song. It's got Working Man on, and All You Want to Hear. Just a killer. If they were doing top 10 concert albums of all time, this will definitely be in the top 5. You can't go wrong with it. It's absolutely brilliant. Just love it. Got an emotional attachment to that. Got an emotional attachment to Gutter Ballet. This is the CD version. I've got the vinyl. I think it's on my 3rd or 4th video, or 2nd or 3rd, when I came into the VC. Took me 11 years to find it. Finally got it. But yeah, I love this one. Brilliant album. This record got an emotional attachment to it. Makes me proud to be a rocker. And it's got Burn on it. One of my favourite. I rephrase that. My favourite Deep Purple track of all time. That's not a rock and roll goosebumps. That's a rock and roll volcano exploding up within inside you. It's just you can't criticise that song. It's just rock and roll. The energy of it. And that's like rock. If you could put rock or rock in a tin with a song, that'll be mine. Just stick that in and you've got a tin of rock. Now, this album means a lot to me as well. Came out, I can't remember. Greg will like this one. AC/DC. I used to play this one on in my bedroom. I like this album. It's got Who Made You. I like that track. You'll be seeing that album in another video soon. That's why I pulled it out. But yeah, I used to play this. I used to have it on tape, and it was like one of the first metal albums I had, and I used to just keep playing it and playing it and playing it. Fantastic. But yeah, there's Angus. He would have made me guitarist as well, but Greg beat me to it. This band means a lot to me. This is the original box set. It was remastered. I've had this probably since 86, 87. But this was the original Queen live at Wembley. Bohemian Rhapsody was sort of the turning my head to metal and rock. And that, I remember it when it came out. I was living in Lincolnshire. And I was becoming a rocker. I knew I had it in me blood, flowing through me blood. This is another artist that means a lot to me, Alice Cooper. School's Out. I used to listen to that under my covers in bed when I should have been asleep in, because we had to be at school next day. I can remember many a night listening to Alice singing School's Out. And last but not least, I'm going for a bit of Johnny Cash. Sometimes get this out. I never had a happy childhood, but I'm not going into details. And my dad was a big fan of him. I don't listen to it a lot. This cost me £2. I could listen to it. I think Johnny Cash was brilliant, but it's just emotional thing and stuff I don't really want to go into. But it just means sort of like. But I wouldn't trade me heavy metal songs for it anyway. But to sum up, all my record collection sort of tells the story of my life, so it all means a lot to me. So this video now. Oh yeah, if I was a crayon, I'd be one of those horrible black ones that when you scribble on your plasterboard and your walls, you won't be able to get off, and it'll be in black, and you wouldn't be able to wash it off for eternity. Anyway, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this offering, and Rob, congratulations again, brother. Hope to meet you one day. And I've heard, what we get on the news at the moment. A lot of American friends of mine are in a very hard time at the moment. I wish you all the best. And yeah, till the next time. Bye.